Resident Evil Revelations is meant to harken back to the golden era of the series, when haunting atmospheres and an emphasis on puzzle solving took precedence over rampant action sequences and massive firefights. Fans of the original Revelations can look forward to the next game coming in early 2015, which stars Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 and her new partner Moira, daughter of Barry Burton from the original Resident Evil. The pair have been abducted under mysterious circumstances and whisked away to an island that's infested with raging hulks known as the Afflicted. The two have to work together using their specialized skill sets to make it out alive, and while this has the potential to form an interesting dynamic, after playing the first 30 minutes of the game, I walked away feeling like it might also be a source of frustration as the adventure goes on. The game begins as Claire wakes up in a dank prison cell. Without warning, the door unlocks. Claire wanders out and quickly discovers Moira further down the cell block. Both of them are sporting a mysterious bracelet that changes color based on their level of fear, and while we were told that this will play an important role throughout the game, we still don't know exactly how. As you look for an escape, swapping between Moira and Claire, you quickly get your first taste of the game's enemies, who for some reason are tirelessly infuriated. Though they seem to be infected with something, they're apparently insane rather than sick. They'll attack and bite, but they don't carry a virus. Crazy or no, the Afflicted are smart and will follow you upstairs and ladders, making it difficult to flee and avoid conflict. While you can hack away at incoming Afflicted with your knife, you have to turn your handgun or shotgun to clear a path when the going gets tough. For some unspoken reason, Moira refuses to use a gun, which is probably the most idiotic trait for a character caught in a life or death scenario to have. It's hard to believe that Moira would choose not to bear arms given their predicament. This has an impact on the partner system during gameplay. While Claire is capable of defending herself, Moira is almost useless on her own, forcing you to babysit her. If you spy an exit as Claire and try to make a run for it, often you need to go back and save Moira. You can always swap to Moira and blind your attackers in an attempt to free yourself, but if Claire's overwhelmed by Afflicted and dies, it's game over. Unfortunately, Moira introduces even more issues. In an effort to make her sound like an angsty teenager, Capcom's written her character as brash and outspoken, but her dialogue lacks any degree of subtlety. There's one line in particular that stands out, when Moira exclaims, "What in the cock did I just see?"
What in the cock did I just see?
And to make matters worse, Capcom went out of its way to emphasize that one word in particular, capitalizing every letter to make sure you don't interpret Moira as anything but immature and abrasive. No doubt, Capcom has its work cut out for it with that character, but having only played a small portion of the game, it's too early to write her off completely. Revelations 2 could be a promising addition to the Resident Evil series, but that will only be true if the partner system works as intended. It's a major component, and if Capcom wants to maintain their commitment to providing an old-school Resident Evil experience, it needs to find a way to make the player feel like a leader rather than a babysitter.